Today, I'll be talking with Heather deJong, Director of Advancement and Engagement for Meals on Wheels of Ocean County in New Jersey. We'll learn how her program serves over 1,000 seniors daily, the challenges of operating large delivery routes in the suburbs, and their plans to diversify their funding they receive. We also discuss the wonderful community cafes where seniors socialize, do chair volleyball, and even find reasons to have a party. All that and much more on this episode of Behind the Meal.
Welcome to Behind the Meal. Join Dave Cowling as he dives into the stories behind Meals on Wheels, and we meet the incredible people and organizations that make it happen.
Please welcome Heather deJong, the Director of Advancement and Engagement for Meals on Wheels of Ocean County in New Jersey. In her role, Heather is responsible for strategic planning and community support required to deliver both meals and connection to seniors across the county. Welcome, Heather, to Behind the Meal.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's fun. It's been great to have all the different leadership from across the county. I think you'll be episode number 16, so it'll be we're getting there. And I think,
lucky number 16. Fantastic.
I think more people than my mom are listening now, so it's all right.
I love it.
Just to start off a little bit, can you tell us a little bit about your program and the community you're serving?
Sure. Meals on Wheels Ocean County, we serve over 1,000 meals 5 days a week, as well as about 300 weekend and holiday meals that we also serve. Ocean County actually has one of the largest populations of seniors in the state, with over 200,000 seniors. Many are on Medicaid and have the SNAP benefits, which is a huge thing right now. And it's really what we're concentrating on is just to make sure that our seniors are getting their nutrition, but also making sure they're living safe and well in their homes, where it's, more affordable, of course, because, for Meals on Wheels Ocean County, we can serve a senior for 1 year for the length of 1 day in the hospital and less than 1 month in assisted living. So it's kind of a win-win for the seniors and their families.
Yeah, well, it's all about keeping people in their homes and independent living and out of nursing homes and living as long as they can at their home. Yep. I think I mentioned this before in another podcast, but one of our relationships here, one of our Meals on Wheels programs outside of the metro here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, in greater Minnesota, ended up they're working a little bit with the Funeral Directors Association, because they're really interested in making sure that people are living longer in their homes independently and not in nursing homes. So they have more money to spend on funerals later on. But, our goals are the same.
Exactly.
So what are some of the other things that you're doing beyond meal delivery? Well,
we have obviously the home delivered meals, but we have what we call the community cafes. It's for us in the business, it's the congregate dining. I hate the term congregate. It just sounds very clinical. So I changed it, and it's the community cafes. We ourselves, Meals on Wheels Ocean County, we run the Manahawkin Cafe 5 days a week. Our seniors get there about 9 o'clock in the morning. They have an activity to do. Then, they have the garden club come in. They have consumer affairs, neighborhood watch, and they have a party, they have their lunch, and then the afternoon they do some sort of physical activity. They love their chair volleyball. Absolutely love it. They're just getting to do Tai Chi, chair Tai Chi, and, Zumba and all that kind of stuff in the afternoons, just to get them kind of physically moving. And then they're done like about 1:30 and they're gone by 2. So it's a nice full day for them to come and visit and most importantly, socialize.
For sure.
We've had weddings, we've had couples.
I was just going to ask you that.
It's great.
I saw on the website there's 100, looks like somebody turning 100, a birthday party. Then I see this wedding, this wonderful picture here of a couple walking down the aisle.
Yep. Marion turned 100 in October. Her best friend, Regina, turned 102 in May, that we had a big birthday bash for her. So we're always finding a reason to have a party at the community cafe.
So is the cafe in a building? Is it separate? Is people coming to that space or?
Yes, we are lucky to have extremely good community partners with our Ocean County Office of Senior Services, and we utilize one of their buildings as well as the kitchen is right there too. So we are lucky to have that partnership with them where they allow us to be in their building. There are a few other cafes throughout the county, but they are only a couple days a week, and it's usually just a lunch program.
Okay. And those are ones more like a drop-in or are those in?
Yeah, we drop off the meals, and the municipality actually runs those cafes.
Okay.
So,
Well, you mentioned the kitchen. Are you making all your own meals
yes.
in-house?
Yep. Kitchen staff gets there 5:30 in the
That's what I
morning.
was going to ask.
I was down there today visiting them. They were prepping for Monday's. Monday's going to be the omelet with the breakfast potatoes. So they were prepping all that, getting ready.
Breakfast for lunch. Always
Breakfast for lunch. Gotta love it. So they get there 5:30, and we have two separate sections. We have a northern area and a southern area. So by 7:30, our northern trucks are on the road to deliver them to the staging location. And from there, our drivers are pretty much packed and ready to go. And you could be eating Salisbury steak at 8:30 in the morning. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Your meals are going out the same day they're getting made then. They're getting prepped
yeah.
in the morning. Okay.
Yep, hot meal. And then we get, on Mondays, we deliver a quart of milk. And then we always give some kind of cold bag, which is like over 80% of our people are over 50% of our people are over 80. So they still need their bread and butter, of course.
Sure.
So
I do too. So
yeah, in the bag is our bread and butter. It's our like a fruit cup or a nice piece of fruit, raisins, granola bars, something like that to like sustain them through the day. And as most Meals on Wheels programs, our meals are 1/3 of the dietary nutrition.
do you have any like special meal, like culturally specific meals, medically tailored?
We do not. Something that we're definitely looking at. Ocean County is, it doesn't have a very diverse population that we have seen. We're very much like follow the census of 90% white. And the rest is divided between African American and Hispanic. And what we have found with Hispanic communities is they take care of their own. They bring grandma in to come and live with them. And if they're living with someone that can leave them a meal, they are not eligible for our program. So, but we would love to get more into that community. I would love to be able to expand to medically tailored. It's funny because been meeting recently with different hospitals in our area.
Okay.
And I've been asking the dietitians, and I'm like, well, what do you guys consider your medically tailored meals? What are the macros and stuff like that? And they're like, we don't have any. And I'm like, well, how am I supposed to have a medically tailored meal if nobody can give me a macro of what my meal should look like?
If the health experts can't tell you.
Yeah, they can't even tell. So I'm like, our meals are good. We have 1,000 pallets we have to feed every day. And, I always tell everybody, if you don't like something, throw a little like seasoning on it. Once they leave me, you can put as much salt on it as you want. I don't recommend it. But if you like certain spices or hot sauce or something, have fun.
Oh, funny. When you look at the area you're serving, it sounds pretty densely populated.
Maybe for the most part. Yeah, we're Jersey Shore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say like we're like the situation or anything like that. We try to get away from that stereotype, but we are very suburbs. That's what we are. We do have a rural section when you go out further northwest of Ocean County, and that is it's where we have need, but it's the hardest areas to get to because, we could have 20 minutes between each meal drop in those sections. Right. So
your routes are one house, two houses.
We actually have we have paid drivers. So that's something that's unique for us. We have paid kitchen staff, paid drivers, and our drivers, we do 18 routes a day. And they can have anywhere between 50 and I was just talking to our director of home deliver meals. We have 84 meals on one of the routes right now, which is insane because our drivers are only out for 6 hours. So we're looking and trying to weigh how do we take some of the meals off of the route, but if they're all clumped right together, you kind of
single family housing, apartments, both.
It's a lot of older adult communities.
Oh,
a lot.
Sure. Okay. I get you. And so if they're in 84, are these like heated? Are they have like facilities in their vehicles?
Our trucks are. We have Delivery Concepts does all of our trucks for us and everything, and all we bring them. We buy the chassis, and they put in the heating and the ovens and the refrigeration. So they can last. Probably 5-6 years, depending on the truck, is the life of it. But what we're finding, especially now with the extreme temperatures, our ovens either not working because they have to work overtime, or the refrigerators are freezing because it cannot regulate the inside-outside temperatures. So it's a lot of stuff that we're dealing with right now with our trucks to just make sure that our meals arrive at safe temperatures.
Oh, but that's always well. We're here in Minnesota. We don't have that.
Yeah, you guys know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we get the 100 degrees in the summer, and it's 10 below in the winter.
Exactly.
Or sometimes in early December, as it has been. But it gets the challenge. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever talked to somebody with that big of a route before. That is
we might have to go on a wait list just because of that one route. Like, we've been able to really try to keep up with demand and everything, and now we're pushing wait list status, and we were hoping that we wouldn't have to, but it's getting to the point where we get 3 or 4 calls a day for people looking for meals.
Wow, that's I mean, wait lists. I think some people think you hear about wait lists, it's just always about, well, we just don't have enough money to serve people, and sometimes it's not necessarily the money; it's other resources that are that are the bottleneck for what we need to do.
Yeah, something we're actually working on is to reinstate our volunteer program so we can kind of shift our resources around. But volunteers are very, it's hard to get because you need to have someone covering those routes every single day around the same time, and just making sure that they are aware of this is Sam isn't going to answer the door, so just walk in, he's sitting in the chair, say hi, how you have a little conversation with him, and then put the meal where he asks, so that kind of thing too.
Right. Well, obviously those are some big challenges. What are some of the other challenges maybe outside of your route? Obviously funding's always issues for us, everyone. But when you look at your logistical or funding challenges, where do you see some of those bottlenecks, for lack of a better term, I guess?
I mean, bottlenecks, we just underwent our very first strategic plan. We finished it in June. I'm in charge of the implementation, like you said, of our strategic plan. And we're 90% government funded. Obviously, that is not a healthy thing to have at an organization. So what we're working on now is the diversification of the funding. And, in that, it's about educating the community about everything we do. We always say we're more than meals. We are that wellness and safety check. We're that daily socialization. We're now using the tagline, we're community care and connection, because that's what we do. So with our funding, it's gotten to the point where it's just a lot of education. It's a lot of talking to the communities. In the last couple of months, I've joined every single chamber of commerce I could get my hands on to go in, like Rotaries and, going to talk to people. And it's not just talking to the older adult communities anymore. It's about talking to those community groups, talking to those family foundations that, would give you, $1,000, $2,000 a year, and really like making the ask and be like, can you give a bigger gift this year? This is, and taking them on the tour. I just had 2 of them today. One was with a family foundation. One was with the local chamber of commerce, bringing them in, showing them everything we do. Look, here's the community cafe. Here's our trucks. Here's the kitchen we make the 1,000 meals a day out of. It's really about education and community partnerships right now.
For sure. They have to understand, if you're 90% government funded, what that means.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People are like, are you okay? And I'm like, well, as long as they don't cut my funding, yeah, I'm fine.
Well, yeah, right. Well, that 90%, is obviously that's not, I'm assuming that's not all federal dollars.
It's not. No.
What's the mix there?
Like I said, we have amazing community partners.
Yeah.
Or with our county, and our county has understood for the last 50, we've been in existence for 50 years. We got our first county grant of $170,000, something like that, in 1974, which was a lot of money back then,
Wow.
to deliver meals. So what we're doing now is we're really, having those conversations with our county and, understanding there are, budget restraints and budget, restrictions. And, they've always been very good and very generous to make sure that we have everything that we need. But it's now our turn to really start, helping back, okay, we don't need everything that you've been giving us. So that's, working with them to kind of get a plan together of how we can help the county and help our organization to be able to grow in different ways. And the partnerships are huge. Like we're trying to start a food security coalition in the Ocean County, just to, how we can all help each other, that's, cause that saves money.
Well, everybody's working towards the same goal or similar goals. And, instead of fighting for all the same pennies, how can we share these things?
This is a great grant. You should go for it. Like, I don't care. Go for it.
We'll write you a letter of support.
Yeah. I do it all the time. I'm like, do you need me to write you a letter? I'll do it. No problem.
Well, are you the one doing a lot of the outreach when to elected officials, to those kinds of things? Okay. Yeah. The other hat.
Yeah, I enjoy that part. I really do. I love talking to our elected officials. I love talking like how we can all work together. When they look good, we look good. And opposite is kind of the way that we look at it.
Right.
March for Meals on Wheels has always been a big month. So we do those ride-alongs. I now call it, we've been getting so many now, I call it now the Spring of Community Champions. I no longer, it's March for Meals, but I have too many, so I need to extend to March and May, or March, April, May. But that's what we do, and they see how the invisible population, who are our participants and their constituents, live. Sometimes they can get out to the different, activities and stuff, but a lot of them, they don't drive. They don't get out all that well. So they really understand conditions they're living in. They understand how, the medication and some of their ailments and chronic diseases and stuff like that. So it's really a great thing to have our local electeds. I go from, mayors all the way up to senators, our federal senators doing it. So it's great.
And everything in between.
Yep. So much fun. Busy couple months.
Right. And they're not busy.
Yeah.
Well, in those partnerships, what are some of the, are you partnering with, organizations? Well, you mentioned volunteers earlier, say that. Where are your roles for volunteers right now? Are you pretty limited? Not really, that is something you're looking to expand?
Yeah, definitely. What we're doing is right now we have a lot of kitchen volunteers. So they come in and they
Okay.
help with the cold bags, they help with the prep, they help with all of that kind of stuff. We're also building through our
At what
strategic.
time do they come in again?
The volunteers come in like 8 or 9. They don't come in
Okay.
at 5:30 in the
Okay.
morning. No, they come in when the meals are like done and packaged for the
Sure,
most
sure.
part. But they do the next day's prep.
Hmm.
But then what we're also doing is this, and the strategic plan showed us, is we are redoing our governance and our bylaws and all that kind of good fun stuff. But we're bringing
Right.
on not only new committees for the boards, like we're kind of redrafting all of that, but advisory committees. A volunteer, a community cafe, an advocacy. So we have kind of a role for everybody if they want to join a board, but they don't necessarily want to be a part of the Meals on Wheels Ocean County Board of Directors. And there's the volunteers. We just did a social media post, I think it was last week. We got 20 volunteers that I would never have thought we would have gotten, like through our Google form that we set up. And I'm like, this is awesome. Like, we have now 20 volunteers. So we're looking at that now and seeing, like, do we have enough volunteers to actually take a route? We're working with a local food pantry, or our big local food bank, to see if they're interested. And because they've mentioned to us that they have extra volunteers. And we're like, hey, we got some northern people that we can feed if we can figure out a way that we can have a drop zone somewhere and get you those meals. And, take 20 or 30 meals off of one of the routes so we can shift everything around. So we're definitely looking at building our volunteer delivery system. There's a grant I'm going to be going after, $40,000, just focusing on volunteers. So that's something that we're trying to move ahead full steam, because, understanding that, it's not sustainable to have a all paid staff always. And honestly, I'm sure this, volunteers turn into other things for the organizations. They turn into donors. They turn into those advocates. They turn into those people talking at, their local, place where they, their local pool hall or bar or whatever,
sure.
and talk about the organization. So it helps us to do that.
They're some of your biggest community advocates. I mean, they're out there, doing it for free.
Yeah.
They're dedicated. And, I don't know if the volunteers I know so many volunteers we have in other programs, they don't look too different from the people we're serving sometimes. These
a lot of them are
folks.
retired, they're older adults, and they want to, they need something to do because they're bored. I had one lady call me and she's like, please call my husband back. I need him out of the house. And I was like, I am so sorry we haven't called him yet. We're on it.
What times do you know?
Yeah. And I'm like, here's what some of the things we can do. And it's so funny. Like, we randomly have all these little volunteer things pop up. We're actually one of our kind of home healthcare agencies contacted us, and every year they will purchase 50 gifts for us to deliver to 50 of our participants. So but we need to wrap them. They come unwrapped. So I told one of our employees, and I'm like, Alyssa, get a bunch of the volunteers. We'll figure out what day they're coming in, and we'll get a bunch of the volunteers, and we'll have the volunteers wrap, because usually it's me and someone else wrapping for 6 hours for the day
on a conference table.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, we need to figure this out. So that's one of the projects coming up, is for our volunteers.
Well, there's so many of those things for volunteers to do,
Yeah.
Wrapping those, stuff in some envelopes, whatever it might be that, I'm not saying it's beneath staff to do, but it's not necessarily what you're paying your development director to do, or or coordinators to do.
Yep.
It kind of reminds me, well, do you do like a volunteer appreciation things? Or what kind of events do you do? Maybe I should say that. Like overall, like, are you doing any big fundraising events? You mentioned the March, well, that goes into 3 months. So, but
Yeah. Well, what we do, like we're just reinvigorating our volunteer
hmm
program. So I'm assuming we're going to have a volunteer appreciation, something or other,
hmm
probably in the spring at some point.
Okay.
And we've never needed to have any type of development effort. We've never needed to have those types of fundraisers. But what we are doing is, because we are now doing all of that stuff because we're diversifying
Right.
our funding. We are having I was just talking to the staff earlier today about this, a cornhole event.
Oh,
So it's going to be super fun. There's going to be teams. There's like sponsorship levels. It's like, it's going to be just kind of like a fun evening. We can have max 100 people there. And it's just like a good community event. It's a good, easy event that I can sell to the local chambers of commerce and all the businesses that I've
hmm
been meeting and everything, to do sponsorships and to see how much money we can actually raise with this thing.
It sounds like a Minnesota event, cornhole event, but
Yeah, it does it. It is huge in Jersey. It is,
really, okay.
yes.
I guess
It
it's
is
everywhere.
getting to be that, and pickleball is huge in New
Well,
Jersey.
that's we at our office building in downtown Minneapolis. The almost the entire second floor has turned into an indoor pickleball court
It's
recently. So
Yep,
courts, I should say.
yep. We
Uh,
have we have giant, like, used to be a Bed Bath and Beyond. It is now the Pickler. It is the pickleball arena type thing. I'm just like, where did that come from? But they love it.
oh, that's great. Well, all this, obviously you have a great enthusiasm for the work you're doing and for the people you serve. What brought you to, not necessarily the job you're in right now, but just in nonprofits in general? Like, what made you go down that path?
I always kind of wanted to work in nonprofits, and I kind of got steered. I was, working in the government a little bit,
Hmm.
and, different things like that. It's why I like talking to my elected officials. I always say I speak public servant. I get it. So and the government, it was, that was kind of disappointing me because it wasn't addressing a lot of critical needs. They pick a
Sure.
certain constituency that they serve, and there's other people that are left behind. So, I thought, let me move into something that I'm more passionate about in the nonprofit sector. And that's making sure that our older adults really have a place to go, have
Hmm.
food on the table, and have someone to say hi to every day.
And how long have you been in your role now, or just even at the position in your
I
organization?
started at the organization in, I want to say 2016. And then because of COVID, I wasn't doing this. I was doing more finance stuff, which it wasn't my passion right there and then.
It's important,
Um,
but
yeah, and then, like, so I was furloughed during COVID because my executive director could do the same thing. And after COVID, when he brought me back, what happened was, we turned the job into more of the community awareness and engagement and fundraising, and, making grant writing more of a priority for the organization. So, and that was I came back 2021. So I've been doing
okay.
this ever since.
I started my position at Meals on Wheels in February 2020.
Oh
So
gosh.
I, you know, I
Right
got to
before the
work.
world ended.
Yeah, I got to work in the office for a month, and then I had to go
Yeah.
home for a year and a half or whatever it
Yeah.
was, a year. But no, it's funny how without bringing it up, sometimes COVID seems to always come up in every episode. At one way, it just changed so
Yeah.
much. I mean, when you look at were there some things that really pre-COVID and post-COVID at your organization that have not gone back to the way they were?
The volunteers. We had
Okay.
volunteer program. But COVID really, that was the only thing that changed the organization. We didn't miss a day of delivery. We
Hmm.
didn't miss, we set up our safety protocols, leave a table outside so we can drop the meal, wave from the door, we they did, and our staff did an absolute amazing job during COVID. Like, we were able to deliver everything that other organizations couldn't, and they relied on us to get that, like the supplies or anything else,
Sure.
to those older adults that couldn't get out. And
Hmm.
it really made us a I don't want to say a household name, but, it gave us really good insight as to, and the other organizations of the expanse that Meals on Wheels Ocean County actually has to our older adults.
I suppose that in those other organizations that maybe you did have a relationship with or not before,
Yeah.
and now you realize how much you're all intersecting. And,
Yep.
yeah. And are there what are some of the other nonprofits? You had mentioned a couple that are kind of that you partner with to help with those nutrition services, maybe outside of what you can do.
Oh, absolutely. We actually, St. Francis Community Center, they are on LBI, which is the island here at the Jersey Shore, one of the islands. And we've been partnering with them for 50 years. That was our first kitchen. That is where our volunteer routes came from. It was the parishioners of St. Francis. We also always partner with, Northern Ocean Habitat for Humanity. We're calling them, hey, our driver almost fell through the stairs walking up to the, house, can you help us out? Catholic Charities, they have a Fix It program. So we're always talking to them. I was just talking to a new nonprofit, CLCL. I forget exactly the name, but they are kind of like a thrift store. Okay. So what we're going to be doing with them is if our older adults are in need of some type of clothing or anything like that, they're going to shop for them, give us the clothes, and then we will deliver them to them.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
So different things like that, always like different transportations. We have caregiver volunteers of Central Jersey, working with them, seeing if any of their clients needs our services. So I really love partnering and working with the different nonprofits that we have here in Ocean County. It's awesome. It's my favorite part of the job.
Well, nobody, I think, has a good relationship with their community's senior citizens like a Meals on Wheels program.
Yeah.
It's I think more organizations need to take advantage of that, like you're doing. It's great.
Yep.
Well, getting towards wrapping up soon. What's if folks wanted to get in touch with you, or better yet, maybe make a donation, or locally want to volunteer, or get somebody signed up, what's the best way to reach out to you?
Our website is www.csimow.org. We have all of our, ways to get involved. There's the donate, advocate, and volunteer sections, because obviously we're always advocating our elected officials for, more older American money at the federal level and, at the state level, like seeing what more we can do to get them involved. Our volunteers like I said, we're growing our volunteer network, and we're diversifying our donations. So we're always looking for those, any type of donations. We only ask our participants for a voluntary $3 per meal. They don't have to give if they don't want to. So if they get 5 meals a week, $15 a week. And we've been looking at the math and everything, and only, 35% of our participants cannot afford that $15 a week or $3 a meal. So we've created a program. It is called Pick Up the Tab, to pick up the tab for our seniors that cannot afford those $3, because it essentially leaves about $250,000 on the table in $3 donations that we do not get at the end of the year.
Okay. Well, that's great. Well, thank you. And I'm hopefully some time later, we'll come back around and see how that strategic plan is going, and see if you got that grant for the volunteers. And
working on another one.
Well, I'm sure tomorrow there'll be a new one. I know.
Always.
They're always coming. Well, good. Well, thank you again. And like I said, we'll get back in touch, and we'll see where things are at later.
Absolutely. I thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. I so enjoyed our conversation about the tireless work of Meals on Wheels of Ocean County. It's inspiring to hear the passion you have for the future of Ocean County and making sure those community cafes are a place of fun and connection. And as always, if you have any ideas for a program you'd like me to highlight on Behind the Meal, please drop me a note. As always, please subscribe and share us with your friends. Until next time, thank you for listening, and thank you for all the work you do. Bye-bye.